Hello, this is Team 5, presenting the Family and Medical Leave Act, better known as FMLA. Our main topic that we will cover today is the Family and Medical Leave Act. As well, we will touch on parental leave. What is the Family and Medical Leave Act? The Family and Medical Leave Act was signed into law by President Clinton in 1993 and provides essential protection for workers during major life events. What is FMLA and who's covered? Well, FMLA covers employees that have worked at least 12 months or 1,250 hours before taking leave. It is also applicable to companies, either private or public, with 50 or more employees. It also provides 12 work weeks for protected unpaid leave. And what is covered? Well, birth or adoption of a child, a serious health condition of the employee themselves, a serious health condition of a spouse, child, or parents. It also covers military leave for active military members, and it also provides military care leave, which is 26 work weeks. And this is specific for those members that are injured in the line of duty and the spouse or a family member has to take care of them. And this provides that protection. What is the impact of FMLA on parental leave? Well, FMLA is the law that must be followed by companies that have 50 or more employees, and it has impacted how companies provide parental leave. This has created an opportunity for companies to have parental leave as part of the benefits package. FMLA has also pushed for many individual states to adopt parental leave laws that mainly attract families or potential families to move and work in their states. FMLA provides essential protections for workers during major life events, with parental leave being one of the most impactful benefits for families and workplaces. Why is FMLA and parental leave important to employees, employers, and society? Well, for employees, FMLA provides protected leave for major life events. It helps them in not losing their jobs as long as they return after the required time period. In the parental leave, it provides paid leave, which is the difference between FMLA and parental leave. With parental leave, parents don't have to worry about the money, which is one of the biggest concerns when employees take FMLA. For employers, FMLA is a guideline that shapes a lot of the type and amount of leave that is offered. It also has allowed for companies to offer better parental leave policies that attract applicants. In the society aspect, FMLA and parental leave has allowed for parents to bond with their children, which creates a psychological benefit. Why was FMLA created? FMLA was created to protect employees who need time off for major family or health events, such as adoption, birth, or an injury to a family member. The goal of FMLA was to balance work and family responsibilities. It also helped in providing economic stability and gender equality in caregiving. In this case, it meant that not only mothers but also fathers could take time off to take care of a newborn. Before FMLA was enacted, workers risked job loss or financial hardships when taking care of a family member, as the mother in many cases had to leave the workforce in order to take care of the child. It also established a federal standard for unpaid job protected leave to maintain employment during life events. Since in many cases before, these life events weren't protected and employees could lose their jobs if companies thought that they were taking too long.
Under the specific reasons an employee may take leave under FMLA, Employees who do qualify are allotted up to 12 weeks of unpaid job-protected leave within a 12-month time frame. Specific reasons for qualification include the birth or care of a newborn child, adoption or foster care placement, a serious health condition of the employee, or a serious health condition of the employee's spouse, child, or parent. Additionally, military family leave is covered, allowing the employee to care for a service member for up to 26 weeks. In these circumstances, FMLA is a critical component and allows employees to prioritize their and their family's health and wellness without the fear of losing employment, which was a considerable issue prior to the creation of FMLA. Continuing on the qualification requirements for FMLA, there are separate components for both employees and employers. Previously mentioned, employees must have worked for their employer for at least 12 months, and in those 12 months must have logged at least 1,250 hours of service. Employees must meet these certain conditions and follow the documentation procedures to qualify. As for employers who qualify for FMLA must provide the job protective leave to eligible employees. Those organizations include those with 50 or more employees within a 75-mile radius of the workplace, and organizations who balance employee protection with business capacity. Limitations to these qualifications for FMLA are the exclusion of part-time, low-wage, and small business workers. Proper documentation is required to confirm valid reasons for taking leave and to ensure job protection under FMLA. If employees don't meet these requirements, they will not be eligible for FMLA leave. These forms of documentation include medical certification that may be required if leave involves a health condition. An employee usually has 15 days to submit the required paperwork from a healthcare provider, and advance notice of 30 days is required for foreseeable leave, such as childbirth or surgery. If employees fail to meet any of the deadlines associated with documentation, this can result in delayed or denied approval of leave. There are specific reasons for the denial of FMLA leave. Reasons associated could include that the employee is ineligible, having logged less than 1,250 hours, or haven't worked at the company for at least 12 months. Documents are submitted incomplete or missing the necessary information. The leave surpasses the given time frame, or the employee fails to provide the required medical certification or notify the employer properly. If leave is denied, certain regulations are in place, and the employer is required to provide a written explanation for why the leave was denied. Additionally, the Wage and Hour Division of the U.S. Department of Labor enforces FMLA and prevents retaliation upon the employee. It's important to consider the federal and state guidelines associated with leave. At the federal level, FMLA provides the foundation for unpaid job-protected leave in the United States. On the other hand, the state-level leave programs are able to expand their benefits beyond federal law. Some examples of this include California, who offers 6 weeks of paid leave with 55% wage replacement. Other states who offer paid or extended leave options include New York and Washington. However, there are many states who are heavily reliant on federal FMLA without their own laws, causing uneven access to family and medical leave nationwide. Federal and state laws related to leave are both focused on employee rights and family support.
Now we will touch on parental leave policies. Let's overview parental leave. Parental leave is a type of leave where new parents take time off from work to bond with their newborn or newly adopted child. This type of leave is beneficial for parents to take off and bond with their new child and gives them time to make accommodations if needed. To qualify for this event, the parent must meet the time frame specified by the employer, have met the minimum hours worked, and meet the distance requirements under FMLA. Types of parental leave. Continuous leave. It's an absence for a continuous period of time where you take an unbroken time away from work. This kind of leave is typically taken when an employee needs 6 to 12 weeks off for the recovery of a childbirth. There is also intermittent leave. It's absences that are non-continuous blocks of time, which are separate times and dates due to caregiving, medical treatments, or chronic conditions. Now let's talk about accessibility and limitations. Accessibility of parental leave. Both parents have the right to take parental leave. Parental leave is protected for up to 12 weeks and they can return to their workplace of employment with no changes, which means they would go back to the same position they have. There's no documentation required unless it's required by the benefits department. Some limitations are that employers don't pay parental leave and can become a burden to the parent taking the leave. Also, Texas doesn't require an employer to pay for parental leave to the employee. What are the impacts of parental leave policies? Some of the benefits of parental leave are that companies have seen an increase in employee retention, which reduces financial stress on the employee because they can bond with the new child. There's also an increase in employee morale and loyalty, which encourages the well-being of an employee. Companies have also received positive feedback from their employees who are supported with this leave. Some of the challenges that parental leave faces is that employers can face challenges when making up for individuals who are in leave, which can put a burden on the other employees. It can also be an expense for an employer to provide overtime to other employees to make up for the employee on leave. And an employer can face a productivity challenge when understaffed due to parental leave.
Summary. FMLA ensures job protection during major life events, with parental leave being a cornerstone. Limited paid leave can negatively affect recovery, mental health, and parental-child bonding. We believe that expanding paid parental leave can help to support families, boost employee morale, productivity, retention, and essentially benefiting both the employer and the employee. Leave in the United States and other nations. Parental leave in the U.S. definitely differs compared to the other nations, as the U.S. typically provides unpaid leave or partially paid leave, and it ultimately creates financial strains to new parents. It also negatively impacts employees, as the allotted time for child bonding and physical recovery is cut short due to parents returning to work early for financial reasons. In other nations, you typically find that they offer 12 weeks to a few months even of fully paid parental leave. And you typically see it positively impacts employees as they can fully recover and have an abundance of bonding time with their child due to having the financial security from the amount of time offered. Call to action. We believe that parental leave should be accessible to all families. By prioritizing family well-being, which also aligns with global standards, it can help to strengthen the future of the workforce. We believe that no one should have to choose between family, their health, and their career. So, invest in your employees. Supporting employees during life's most important moments really matter. Thank you for your time today.